Hello and welcome to the Saturday chat with me, Big Sky 35. Today, not just chatting, we're going to be, I got a CGC return. It has taken a while. It was probably gone 4 months um, without looking and from door to door. So, a little discouraging. I have one in that's already 2 months ahead of where this one was when this one was in grading, encapsulation, and something else for the longest time. And my other order was there instantaneously. So, uh, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I think what happened was with this one, and you'll see, I have some stuff they had to research, and that takes a while. So, this first one is I'm gonna first do a stack for me. I have I have a couple of friends from Iowa that did some cards, and I have Mike O. So let's get to it. So the first one is this one got returned to me without the red border. I didn't realize that. I almost think it was there, but I'm not going to argue. I should probably do videos before I send them out, like other people do, and I don't. And sometimes that bites me in the ass because I they're human and things happen. But I like that card. I wish they would have encapsulated it as like authentic or something, just so I could have displayed it with my other Darth Vader stuff. But anyway, let's start off with the lowest grades to the highest. This one here is one of my childhood cards. Pulled this out of a Wonder Bread, so you don't think it's going to be the greatest to begin with. 3.5. Android Sisters from Battlestar Galactica. And what's his face? The Playboy on there did hit on him. Even as a kid, I thought that was weird. And that's from 1979. And it does have a pretty Starbuck. There you go. So this is from the original Battlestar Galactica, one of my favorite childhood TV shows. This one here, I can't remember how I came across the. Oh, I pulled this out of a box at the National. I just thought it was cool. I can't remember if I got anything else. This was the cleanest. I do with perforated edges. It's going to get a 6 or a 7, but I didn't care. It wasn't about that. So let's see if I can back this up just a little bit. So we can get, there we go. So it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts Nintendo Power cards that were in the Nintendo Power magazine. Pretty cool. I really like that. Just something different, something to have. Because hopefully my PC, most of it, for non-like sports or non... I'm trying to whittle things down to almost having majority graded stuff or a high percentage, and everything else, But anyway, this one here, Denny's. I bought a Denny's collection from somebody online. This is from the Solo. I never saw these cards, or I don't go to Denny's that often since I grew out of late night dinners at Denny's. But this is the Mud Trooper at an 8. So the Mud Trooper supposedly were the original Stormtroopers in the concept arts. So 8. And this will go in my Stormtrooper display because I don't have a Mud Trooper in there. So pretty cool. Happy to add that to my collection. This one here, a little bit of a letdown. It is all centered. I knew it when I went in, but it is what it is. Still happy to have it back into the PC. Captain Cassian Andor Star Wars. It's a 206 Wave 2. It's the short print 8. I want to say this back was like, I forget what they called this backing on there, but it had an actual name. I was kind of hoping they were going to put it on there instead of calling it short print, but it is what it is. So really glad to have that. And that was one. If I would have got a 9 or a 10, that was on the fence of selling. But, you know, I'm just as happy to keep it as well. I don't know. I still might sell it. Most Powerful Woman, Padme Amidala. This is an 8 out of Tops. Beautiful card. Making a little Padme display eventually, or at least strong women of Star Wars, the women of Star Wars, like, you know, good and bad. This one here, love this card. Came back at 8.5. You know, chromium sometimes can be tough. It's the finest. But very happy. And one of my favorite Ray cards, Dark Ray. And I pulled that. I got that out of a $1 box too. So this one I actually pulled out of the Star Wars Chrome Black. This is a Kyber crystal. These are tough, very tough pulls out of the Star Wars Black. And this is Alea Sakura. Very happy. And now this one will most likely find its way on the eBays. I like to sell a couple of things to pay for, or at least contribute to my to what, you know, what I'm doing here. Now the Padma, the finest of Naboo, Star Wars Galaxy Series 7 for 2012. Pretty sure I opened a box of this. If not, I don't think I would have got pulled us out of a box. But love that card. And this is, I bought quite a bit of blasters. I've also bought a box of Topps Annual. Really like this set. I don't see many DC cards, so I'm really happy. Batwoman, or Batgirl, I should say, on this one. Barbara Gordon. There's the Batgirl. Got a 9. This is just a base. Nothing spectacular. Just something for. And then also, but you can't have the Joker, Batman. So I love to have the Joker, a Batman without the Joker. Two sides of the same coin. Got a 9. Again, base copy. Oh, no, that's actually a blue. Both of these are blue, according to them. I thought it was base. But they're saying they're blue, so we'll go with it. We'll go with what CGC said. And on this one, I did send them in without doing any paperwork other than to tell them how much these cards were. This one is the Penguin, the Dawn of DC. Come on. You want to focus. These plastics are just so glaring. There we go. It just doesn't want to focus straight in on it. So it's the Penguin Annual Dawn of DC. I just thought this was a stronger Penguin than you see most of the time. The Penguin in comic books is a little bit stronger character than like you see in Batman 66 or the movies. Even though the last Penguin are stronger. Not then they had the Penguin in Gotham. He was a little sniveling coward. So Penguin's usually ruthless. Peacemaker. So I had to get this. Season 1 was great. I have watched part of the first few episodes of season 2. Don't know how I feel about it. Not great. You could tell they're doing a multiverse so they can get around the Suicide Squads thing. Him dying in that. So I'm trying to keep him good. This one here was just a beautiful card. I'm not a huge Superman fan, but Superman, Clark Kent, Sparkle. You want to focus. Please focus, because this is a beautiful card. Just beautiful card. Love it. The sparkle, the shine. And I like to do these before I put them in a, see, it's out of 99 there. So I like to do this before because it's even tougher when you put them in the perfect fits. So I do have some Magic the Gathering here. Huge Assassin's Creed fan. They did a mashup with Magic the Gathering. Right now they're doing like with Spider-Man. That's a huge thing. So this is Lydia Fry. So she was fun to play with. You know what a Magic card looks like on the back. So this was a 9. She was in Unite, I think it's called. A lot of people poo-poo that one. I thought it was fun. It is some grinding mechanics in it. You start doing the same things over and over again. But I thought it was cool to clear sections of the city. It kind of knew when the ending was supposed to be. Arno Dorian, Assassin's Creed, Uncommon. Arno was Black Flag. Maybe it'll tell me if it ever focus. No, it doesn't tell me. Pretty sure Black Flag 9. This is Alexios. I just like this picture. It's probably one that'll get put up and for sale. This is another Arno. I really like the actual the assassins from the games. Back to Star Wars. This is from Star Wars Living Set 9.5. These living sets for Star Wars, I really miss them. I wish they would have brought them back. I don't know why they stopped. Plenty of characters, just so many characters to choose from. Different movies to pull from them. Different TV shows, comic books, books. They had an endless supply of casting characters. I just don't know if they sold. Um, so most of the time, these print runs were pretty low. But if you're looking for low print run stuff, that's always a good place. Now they're doing the chases. Sometimes it goes up, but they're still not nearly. One of my favorite Disney characters, Winnie the Pooh, just something early memories that I have. Refractor, Disney Chrome. Just love this card. It's just a beautiful card. Got it in a 10. I wasn't going to grade any. I got plenty of Pooh cards graded. I was like, really don't need to get them graded, but this one just had to, man. Had to. Basic Winnie the Pooh there. Refractor. And you'll be surprised how much Winnie the Pooh stuff and like how hard it is to find that stuff. Well, this stuff's just not easy to find. And of course, Dawn of DC, Batman. I had to have one Batman in here. Not Bateman, but Batman. 10. Up on the gargoyles, the bats flying around. So that is it for mine. Next, I'm going to do one of my buddies from Iowa that I worked with. He is a big Trevor Lawrence fan, and I could have swore they done these, but they said this was too thick to hold her. I thought it was well within their range. It's a beautiful Travis Lawrence. And they don't charge you, so we do get our money back for it, but still disappointing. I even measured it and went up against their. I thought they did a little bit thicker cards. I thought I've done it in the past because that ain't really thick. It's an Origins. It's not like it's blowing out the sides of these things. But we learned. So next is going to be an 8 on this Pokemon. Another 8. A 9. And for some reason, this one was just, I had them in an order and they sent them back in an odd, not the way I sent them. And, they used to be, oh, you got to have them. If not, you get charged extra, blah, blah, blah. And these cards were not packaged the best. This is a 9. I just don't know much about these. So it's hard for me to really talk about them. I just know the kids love them. And this guy grew up with them, so. And then he does have a baseball. Congratulations on this Ohtani rookie holiday. That's a good card. That's a big one there. Bigger boy. Congratulations on that. I have quite a bit of holiday to open. I've opened up one box, but I'm kind of waiting and do. I have four, I think I'm doing a week, and then I have the calendar for every day to open online. I think we'll leave Mike O's to last. He's got some very unique stuff. This is my buddy Ryan. Now, this is the guy there. I don't know how he does it. He says he gets them off of Whatnot. Uh, Either or Dragon Ball Z quality is just by far the best quality cards out there. I know because of the rounded edges, TCGs are much easier to grade, but still, the centering on the back, I think, is where it gets a lot of them. But this is his worst card. You got an 8.5 on this one here. The art on Dragon Ball Z is just nuts to me too. Love the art. I think it kills. I've seen some of the One Piece art too. They're pretty good. I know they're taking off. They've been everywhere here lately. But man, they got so many in stores. So here's a 9 expansion rare foil. So I do these in order. And he's got a stack. I think he's got 15 cards altogether. And we're on his third card. Fourth card. Third card. We got a 10. So that's 3 cards. All the rest he got. Pristine 10. Pristine 10. Here we go. Let the pristine teens. And there's just their gold top foil thing they put on pristine 10s are very nice. Way to go, Ryan. Like I said, I think he says he buys these off of Whatnot. He's got a guy he buys off of there. Just incredible. And with all that stuff going on, it's just amazing that these, I guess it's all the chromium and flat card on top of the front. It's just it's so much different types of art being used. And I'm not reading them off. I can't do them justice. If you're a card lover like me, the name doesn't matter. I just love the art. I think, and also I like this. I love 80s or in 70s Japanese cartoons, and they're a little they are listed as anime. Speed Racer, Star Blazers, Voltron. They're all considered anime-ish. They're not today's anime, but this art reminds me more of that style, and I do like that style. Just, of art and drawing. I want to try to watch something in anime that just, I don't know what to get into. I'm very lost. And if anybody knows like a sci-fi-ish anime that's newer, let me know. Love to dabble. This one here is pretty cool. This one had me stop, and I'm looking at it, and it's a beautiful card. But I'm like, how does these get 10s? There's so much on there. Like there's got to be something wrong. And when I say 10, it's pristine 10, right? I don't wish anything on this, but how? How? They're beautiful. And this is a Japanese one here. I don't know how many of the other ones are, but my God, this is just crazy. Crazy. Some of these do have backs, like regular cards. I've been kind of skipping them, but my God, this is just, and I don't want this to make a 3-hour thing. So beautiful. I do want to have a little bit of chat to kind of carry over into tomorrow night. Beautiful. And I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope your Thanksgiving hangovers are about over. I know the turkey and all the eating and the leftovers is just as good as the first day, if not better. So I hope everybody had a great and safe holiday. And get ready for the next one. So that is it for Ryan. 13 pristine 10s. Almost finished the show with that one, but I wanted to end with Mike O, and all of his got graded. So congratulations, Ryan. Comparably speaking to everyone else. Now for me, I don't know who was watching this, and I hope the baseball guys have stuck around. Mike did not get all of his graded. He has 2, and I think without pointing a finger to anybody, but I think Mike in the Japanese cards held us up. This one here needed more info. See, and this is what I was saying last week. I think the drawback for not filling out paperwork is when you have, and I want to use this term, oddball stuff, you don't get to, you're not describing what you have, right? So sometimes they don't have a starting point to even start looking. If they take a picture and do a Google search, if it's not online, or it just doesn't have enough information. This was a blank back, so really nothing to it to give them any information. And here's the second one that's like that. Old Dutch, Darren Dalton. Beautiful card. And this one, I don't know. I kind of ineligible type. That means they didn't have enough information. So, because what's the weird thing is you'll see here in this. Now with Mike's, I went lowest grade to the highest, but the first card to me is the most spectacular. I believe I was with him when he got this at the National. It is just beautiful. It's if you want to call it a card, it's a 1921-30. So any of those Major League die cuts. Number 3, Jimmy Ring from Philadelphia. Of course, they're Philadelphia. That is just so cool, man. Let's have something on the back. And I don't know if this is like punched out of a larger card or what. Well, it says die cut, so it's just awesome card there. Just happy to have it in my hand for a few minutes. This next one is a 1990 Topps sticker card. And they got, I'm sorry, Mike. Oh, no, they don't. They got both players. They do. They got the right card, the right player on the front, which is good. It's Mark Davis and Von Hayes sticker card. Stickers are notoriously difficult to grade. He got a 4. And there's the superstar card. Usually they have that on the front, but he's got the Von Hayes on the front. Next is going to be, I believe, a pocket schedule from 1984. No, 64. That's why I had to get my cheater. P. Ballantine and Sons pocket schedule. These are really cool. We got a 5 on that. Just awesome. Got the sportscasters. Congratulations. 5's not bad on that. Because they've been unfolded and folded up so many times. Just think that's not a bad grade. Now we got a 5.5 on a 98 Panini Venezuela stickers. Number 42, Bob Abreu. 5.5. Now these are just stuff that Mike will have in his PC. Just oddball stuff. He likes to get CGC. CGC will grade a lot of the stuff that other people won't because they just have the knowledge to do it. And everybody can talk all they want to about, poo-poo on them or whatever. They're starting to be the clear number 2. So Les Beckett makes a lot of headway, which they're moving slowly. 1990 Baseball Cards Magazine replica card. Number 20, Von Hayes. Ooh. $1967 Tasty Cake pocket schedule, Philadelphia. So a lot of Philadelphia things happen in there. Tasty Cake. The home is in Philly. And I think, and then on the back is their home schedule. Even tells you when they're on TV. Sundays and holidays in red. So that is awesome. 67, they had a lot of TV games. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Next thing is Mootown Snackers. Lenny Dykstra Signature Series. Out of 7. Old nails. And then last but not least, 2013 Panini Cooperstown Lumberjacks, Sam Thompson. What a cool card. So some variety here. Just really like these different things, oddball stuff, things you don't see every day. If I can get all the glare on there, it'd be awesome. Now that is cool. That is a cool picture. Class of 1974. I mean, bats left, throws left, but there's a picture of a guy batting right-handed. So there you have it. Panini gonna panini. But anyway, there you have it. That's the end of the showcase, and I just want to speak a couple of minutes. So let me turn this around. So what I want to speak on real quick is so they I do want to speak on. I just want to get my words right because I don't want to. I've been watching. I watch a lot of returns, no matter what the company is, just to hear, especially how great PSA is or how crappy the returns are, whatever they may be, whichever way they want to go. Um, but I was listening to somebody with PSA Star Wars return. It doesn't matter. Um, I guess he's under the impression that every card should be a 10 pack pulled. He had Sapphire. Sapphire's notoriously uh, off center. They're packed the way they're packaged. They scratch because they're up against each other, um, and it's hard to see. Uh, so he had quite a few eights, nines. He had a 10 or two, which I would have been. He had a lot of tens in his newer stuff, and he got a couple of eights and nines on the older stuff, and everything was Star Wars, which drove me crazy because to an old head like me, Star Wars is New Hope, right? We never knew of New Hope. It's Star Wars. And he kept calling Return of the Jedi and Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica. Sorry. Uh, Empire Strikes Back cards, just plain Star Wars, and that was irritating me. That's neither here nor there. I just want to get that because it was in my head. But and he was telling how he was going to sell all of them, and one or two were going to be hard to sell because he really liked them. I was like, Jesus, you'll get your money back off all the rest of them, especially the few that were really bangers. But he was like, this is a 9, this is an 8.5. We have to remember a 9 is mint, an 8.5, an 8.5 is near mint to mint, an 8 is near mint. So what does that mean? A little scratch, a little dent, a little. There's still people want to buy the cards. At the end of the day, we're buying the card, not the grade, not the flip, not the name on the top. And I think sometimes, and this guy has a channel with 100,000 plaque, and he's got this channel is just over 1,000. I think it's a new channel for him for non-sports. Good guy. Now has knowledge, and I question some of the knowledge for grade. As much stuff as he talks about grading, I would think he would have a little bit more knowledge when it comes to the grading part of it, but that's neither here nor there either. My biggest thing is, as these large influencers, we always wonder why everybody's, the grade is so important, the flip is so important, the plastic is in is so important. It's because these large influencers, and when they're that big, they're an influencer, right? For whatever reason, that's why I always ask, why do we listen to the people we listen to? And my second part of this, and tomorrow night, please join me. I don't know who I'll have on this holiday weekend, but I've talked about this before. Responsibility in our community for people that make the videos. There's been some other stuff as well as come to light by some of the in our circle, our group circle. I've seen and noticed, but there's needs us even. I have influence as well. I don't have a large channel, but people listen. People influence me. So you have to take some responsibility in what you're putting on the airwaves. And I want to talk a little bit about that tomorrow night, plus have some fun with it. I did the niche thing last week. You know, we're past. I think we're already past the Dr. Beckett now. Probstein is back on eBay. You know, all is well. So until tomorrow night, like, share, tell a friend again.